So the Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon came out yesterday, and this is a game that's very similar in style to Oblivion and Skyrim. But I will have to say, so far, I played 6 hours roughly, and I'm extremely into this game. I like this game right now at this point in time much better than I do Skyrim and Oblivion. It's got Arthurian legend. You got King Arthur. You got Knights of the Round Table. You got Merlin. I mean, it's extremely well reviewed by the critics. They all recommend the game. Over on DualShocks, I believe, they basically say an adventure to behold, especially for fans of Oblivion and Skyrim, thanks to its moody world, immersive exploration, and story-driven gameplay that captures the spirit of classic fantasy RPGs. Now, my favorite part at this point in time has been the wolves. I can summon wolves. I can summon up to 3 of them at this point in time, and they stay out. They don't disappear over a period of time. Now, the trick is it sucks away some of my mana each time I summon a wolf, but that mana doesn't recover as long as the wolves are out. So it does shorten the mana pool that I have, which is fine, because there are fights that I fought from elite bosses. Like, they have elite NPCs, not NPCs, but elite characters out in the game that you can fight as a challenge, whether it be for a quest, a bounty. And as a caster, for me, if it wasn't for my wolves, I would not have been able to beat these guys, because I can't parry. I don't have a shield. So my damage, my physical melee damage is very low. I don't have a lot of armor. So yeah, the wolves, they help carry, and they're terrific. I named them after my 3 dogs, Akano, Riley, and Marley. So yeah, they're great. Now, over on the Steam reviews, they basically have there's over 5,000 reviews essentially that highlights its deep atmospheric world and engaging exploration, with players praising how the game respects their time and offers a mature, lore-rich experience without hand-holding. And as I mentioned, it's a very dark Arthurian world, which is kind of cool. You will interact with King Arthur in this game. I don't want to spoil too much of the story, and in fact, I'm still kind of learning the story myself, so I can't really say how good the story is. But the fact that it's based on King Arthur, yeah, you've got me hooked. So as long as it is decent, yeah, I'm going to love it. It's basically one of the standout features. So it's a haunting reimagining of Arthurian legend, where madness, decay, and myth bleed into every part of the game, from cursed knights to twisted magic. It gives the world a unique identity not found in typical fantasy RPGs. So yeah, these are some of the features that are kind of written off to the side. Sorry, I don't memorize these things that well. So if it's reading, I'm reading. So Poe released about a 2.5-minute video talking about his early thoughts as well. And what I didn't realize is he actually is in the game. He's like, I'm assuming a voiceover. I haven't heard him yet, but he's supposedly in the first town that we've gone to. So I've been to that town, so I'm gonna have to see if I can find him. I wonder if he's the captain. I haven't met the captain yet. Oh, captain, my captain, right? We'll see. All right, let's look and see what he's got to say with his video.
Hi everybody, Ko here with an early thoughts video, this time on Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon. First of all, full disclosure, a few years ago at this point, the team contacted me behind Tainted Grail, and this was very early in its development, and said if I'd like to be a side character, and I said sure. So you will hear me when you get to the first town. Full disclosure.
Okay, side character, maybe he's not the captain. I don't know, we'll see.
That being said, this game is freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
One of my favorite types of games is immersive sim. One of my favorite types of games is like Deus Ex and Cyberpunk. Games where you're mostly in first person, going through immersive worlds, talking to immersive characters, doing immersive things, especially realistic looting and like stuff everywhere. Love that kind of stuff. One of the reasons I've always loved Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout 3 and 4, all those types of games.
Yeah, and he's right. But the one difference I will say is normally in Oblivion and Skyrim, when I go through and explore and I don't focus on the main story quest, I get bored. I do, because I don't know, I get bored. But last night, at least for the first stream that I've played this game, for the 6 hours I played this game, I did not get bored. I went around finding things. I enjoyed the combat, because there's dodging. I know they said there's a dodge in Skyrim from what someone told me, but I never used it. I didn't even know it was there. So is that my problem, or is that the game's problem, right? This game tells me there's a dodge, so I dodge. I do my magic, and if the guy gets close to me, I don't just turn and run. I dodge back, or I dodge forward, or I dodge to the side. If the combat is very fun, even as a caster. It got even more so when I got my wolves, but that's just because I think they're freaking awesome.
Even Stalker 2 can kind of be put in this category. Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon is an excellent iteration of those types of games.
Yes, it is what Avowed should have been. I'm just saying, if you go and look at the first trailer for Avowed, that's what this is, and that's what Avowed should have been. They changed it to the more fruity stuff, but I mean, Avowed's first trailer is this. This got that same feel to it. It's really fucking awesome.
It's a AA game that does have some stuff that's a little rough around the edges. It has kind of, classic terrain management, we'll call it. So you kind of path enemies into terrain and then just shoot them from the top. The combat.
There's one guy that I did stuff to like that too. I would not have beat him otherwise if I hadn't done that. I would not have beat him otherwise. Let's see if I can find that. So this is me doing that exact same thing that he was talking about right here. I would not have beat this elite difficult boss by doing it straight up. I had to do this. The guy was just kicking my ass otherwise. And I didn't have my wolves at this time either. So I was just casting spells. But you can tell it's elite because looks like there's this black skull in the middle of its name here. Really, I mean, this game is freaking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I've enjoyed every minute of it.
That is a little loose, not super tight, but the game itself is badass.
Yes.
It's Arthurian legend, so King Arthur and that kind of stuff, but it's this very dark, unique world. It's a very adult game. This is not a game that I would ever want to see my kids playing anytime soon. There's a lot of very adult themes, and in some cases, like, I don't want to spoil it, but kind of Dead Spacey in terms of how it interacts with the character and the character interacts with the world. But overall,
he's played it more than I have. I haven't seen anything where I would have issues with my 13-year-old kid playing it, but maybe he's got a point. Here's a big selling point, guys. No pronouns. Male, female. No body types. Male, female. I mean, it's your typical Elder Scrolls game that would have been done 15 years ago, right? It's not like the Oblivion remake where they put in type 1, type 2, or body type A, body type B.
Overall, man, I am loving this game. I am loving exploring it. I'm really enjoying kind of figuring out what our class is. It's been fun testing the mechanics. There's lots of stuff in this game that is just very good. What's the best way to say it? They're very good features from this type of game. Like, for instance, you have to get a shovel. There's dig spots everywhere. You have to get a mining pick. There's stuff to mine everywhere. You can get a sketchbook. You can just literally make sketches of whatever you see. You get a map.
You can sketch things out. I had a person post in Discord a picture of a sketch that they done, and I'm like, when I saw it, the first thing that popped in my mind was like, Jack, draw me like one of your French ladies, from Titanic, if you've ever seen that movie. Maybe I'm dating myself here, but I think it's cool. I think you can do stuff like that, and I really enjoy it. The digging, the mining, all that stuff. There was a secret passage in the very beginning of the game that you could unlock and get through by mining. And guess what? You didn't have a pickaxe at the time, but the pickaxe was sitting right there because the game realized if it's going to introduce something like that, it needs to give you the tools to do it. And I thought it was good.
Magnifying glass, like a telescope that lets you mark further off locations. So
I just got that. I haven't used it yet.
That's just a great traditional interpretation of this style. And then on top of that, it's in its own unique world. It's got all of its very own unique mechanics. And the combat, honestly, for this type of game is even with its jankiness, one of the most fun that I've done in this type of game.
Thank you. Yes. To me, I like this game more than I did Oblivion and Skyrim. Look, I know those games are old. One was just remastered, but I know they're old, but those set the standard. That's why we compare everything to it. That's why we compared Avowed to Skyrim and Oblivion. And guess what? Avowed failed that comparison. This game, it being a AA game, meets that comparison. And in some aspects, excels and exceeds that expectation or that comparison. And it's an extremely well done game for a AA studio that we need to support because we need to show that AA studios can make games just as good as AAA studios, if not better, because of how bad AAA studios have become.
My biggest concern right now is I'm not going to feel this way the entire way through. I'm still kind of in a honeymoon phase because I'm only in the first few, like 10-ish hours. But man, it is so far been absolutely awesome. And I cannot wait to just continue playing this until we get all the way to the end. I'm planning right now on 100% it, but we will see where that goes. So anyway, early thoughts.
Did he just say 100 co-sentient? 100 co-sentient? Oh God. Okay. I like that. I'm going to say I plan to 100 sage sentient, because that's what sages do. Anyway, yeah, look, this game's terrific, man. You guys should go check it out. I really enjoyed it. I do understand the concern about, is this level of enjoyment going to last throughout the entirety of the game? It really depends on how much crap is in the game. Like, is there too little? Is there too much? It's got to be that Goldilocks of just right, you know? And so we'll see, because I'm not convinced that Bethesda can remake the same golden recipe that they did with Oblivion and Skyrim with Elder Scrolls 6. And there's a lot of people who liked Oblivion that have issues with Skyrim and think it was too dumbed down. I mean, you can't please anybody, but I didn't realize people had issues with Skyrim. I thought Skyrim was great. So I'm just not convinced Bethesda is going to be able to pull it off. I do think the bar is set too high, and I don't know if they're the same company and have the same capability anymore. But obviously, this game, the Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon is terrific. I think this is the Oblivion Skyrim killer. I think it is the successor, and it is honestly setting the bar high for Elder Scrolls 6. And just so you guys know, this game is developed by a Polish game developer studio called Questline, and it's published by Awakened Realms. So it's I know they said it's AA, but to me it's considered an indie game. I guess AA is considered indie. I don't know, but look, go support them. The game is really fun. It's really good. And yeah, so if you like the Oblivion and Skyrim type games, I think you will love this game. So go give it a shot. Go check out Ko. He's a great content developer. He streams a bunch of games over on Twitch and YouTube. So go check him out. Go check this game out on Steam. It is great. All right. Listen, if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I will talk to you guys next time.